In today's episode, I will be sharing with you 12 patterns that didn't make the final cut for the roadmap of my make list for 2024. Hello and welcome back to LauraPastPurls. If you're new here, you're very welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back. My name is Laura and this is my channel where I talk about all of my passions. Today's episode is a bonus episode of my stash organization series, which you will find in a playlist linked below. I decided to do this extra episode because I couldn't choose, so I put together a roadmap of patterns and projects that I am working and I will be working on throughout the year 2025 to work towards my goal of stash busting and to not buy any new yarn in 2025, so only purchase from my own stash. And as I said, I couldn't choose. I could choose, but it was really difficult. So my queue became really long. Yeah, my queue in Ravelry became really long, and I still have a few patterns that I really thought I would be making this year, or at least starting them this year, but they were not part of the plan. So I decided to keep 12 of them, so kind of one per month of the year, and to share them with you today in this extra episode so we can look at them, and who knows, maybe some of them might sneak in this year and they will definitely be considered for next year's. So these are my 12 bonus patterns for 2025. The first pattern that didn't make the 2025 plan is a hood. So I have a yarn, skein of yarn that I bought at Stephen and Penelope, and it's a tandem, I think in lilac, tandem yarn. That's their own home yarn. I wanted to use it to make a balaclava, I think it's called, and I used the black one to make it. I'll put a picture here so you can see it. It was a really fun make, and that was for my stepson, and he loves it. He uses it under the helmet when he goes with his motorbike, and it's really pretty. But when I tried it on for myself, and I was like, it fits a little bit too snugly for my taste, also because I have very fluffy and thick hair, and I know it would annoy me so much I would never end up wearing it. But it's a bit sad because the lilac version looked really fabulous and I really enjoyed making it. So the waffle stitch is really fun to make. I really recommend it if you're looking for a fun stitch to make and a fun pattern, because this is actually a well written and fun pattern. However, it's probably not for me. So I still want to keep the idea of having something on the head that is not necessarily a hat, because I often have the same problem with hats, that they kind of go up because of the fluffiness of my hair. So I thought, okay, this year I have seen a lot of hoods, patterns for hoods that came out. Obviously, first of them was the Petit Knits Sophie hood, which was really pretty. But then I've seen others. It was kind of a trend for this year. I don't know if it will be next year. I might have missed the train by the time I do it. I don't care. I'm not here for trends necessarily. I'm here to do something that I want to make and I like and gives me pleasure. So I put together a couple. So it's going to be a hood, that's for sure. So that attracted my attention in terms of hoods was my User hood by Nordgard Knitters. And I think that really looks great. Or the Lenu hood by Anke Strick, and that also looks good. I kind of want to make them all, but I will have to choose. So it will be one of these with that yarn, not this year, maybe. Then the second one that didn't make a cut, so second of 12, is Brain Games by Hilary Latimer, and this one I wanted to use with my yarn advent calendar from 2024 by A Homespun House, which is a very colorful and pretty advent. And the reason why actually it almost made the cut for this year, the reason why it ultimately didn't is because it requires a contrast color, and I did not have that in my stash. I did, but it was acrylic and it was a bit of a shame to put a contrast color acrylic against a hand spun and hand dyed yarn. So since I want to stick to my goal of not buying new yarn this year, I have delayed this one for next year. So next year I can, if I'm in a position to add to my stash, I will see at the end of this year. I haven't decided yet, but if that will be the case, the first fair I will go to, which probably will be Unravel in February, I will be on a mission to look for this yarn, which is gonna be great. Third one is a Round and Round Cow by Crazy Sock Lady Designs. And this one will be using leftovers from my Battenberg blanket, which is using my 2022 Yarn Advent Calendar by Truly Hooked. The reason why this didn't make the cut this year, I can't wait to start it actually, but it didn't make the cut obviously because I haven't finished the Battenberg blanket. So I need to progress a little bit more with it. That's a multi-year project. I think I'm down to my fifth or sixth. I think I'm down to my sixth color at the moment. And I'm using the leftovers to do, I'm doing a magic knot to put them all together in a bow. When I will be a little bit further down with that, I will be doing this, pairing it with a undyed fluff, which I already have, so that will not require any new yarn purchase. Then the fourth one is another cowl and another advent, and it's the 12 Days Cowl by Antonia Shankland. And this will be used in my 12 Days Advent Calendar by Zakami from 2023. And that one also, I can't wait to start, but I can't do everything this year. If you have seen my stash organization finale, which I will link below, you will see that I'm already using some advents, so I couldn't make the whole year about advents, so I'm gonna have to split them. So these are, I kept it, I think would be a good one maybe to start next year when advent season approaches, so I can add day by day with a new color. Number 5 is the Angel Lace Crescent Shawl by Angela Gardner, and is using Angel Lace by Angela Gardner. So I bought this one as a kit at the fair. I was in awe. I just fell in love with the sample. It was so beautiful, so fluffy. I think it has lots of silk in it. It's very fine, it's lace. Sold, so I purchased it. And this is something that I want to start as soon as possible because I love actually making lace, but it's so time consuming that I don't do it often. So it's something that I really hope to be able to start as soon as possible. Then obviously I made one Sophie scarf this year. It's a great stash busting project. My plan is to do more again this year. I don't think I will have time to do it, but I still might. If not, that's definitely a pattern that I want to continue using next year. Now moving on from cowls and wraps onto socks. I have one pair of socks, which is the Dashing Through the Snow Socks by Rosemary Davies using Rosie's Moments Merino Nylon Glitter. This is also a kit that I bought at a fair, and it looks so pretty. So it's basically a red sock with a little bit of color work on a folded cuff, I think. And it's so pretty, and that's something definitely that I want to do around Christmas time. I have other plans this year for around Christmas time, so I prefer to keep this one for next year. That's why I didn't make the cut, because again, this is another one that was very, very close to actually be part of this year's roadmap. Next, we have a hat. Is the Musselborough hat by Isolda Teague, and I've been wanting to do a Musselborough hat for a while. Obviously, I follow Nitty Natty, Natalie at Nitty Natty. Loving Stitches is the channel, and she loves the Musselborough hat. She made several. I think last count I remember it was probably 6 or 7, and she's made all types. So I definitely want to make it. It's a very clever construction. It's folded, double, and she said that that type of hat doubled and she made it a little bit. She usually makes it a little bit longer so she can fold the brim double, and she said that that's the only hat that in the worst winter keeps her ears warm. So again, with my hair problem, hats often tend, even the tighter ones always tend to go a little bit up, and I'm really hoping that having a hat like this will keep my ears nice and covered, especially because I live in the southeast of the UK and it's often very windy, especially in winter. So this is a hat definitely I want to make. I've purchased a yarn last year, La Bien-Aimée Decay, in the colorway Glacier. And yeah, I think that color is perfect for the Musselburgh hat, and that will happen next year at some point. And actually I want to make more than one with different combinations and different type of yarn, but let's start with one. And then moving on to cardigans and jumpers, starting with the Hobbiton vest by Fable Knitwear. I've had this pattern in my queue for a while. I purchased it years ago. I can't wait to start making it. When I purchased it, I did have a yarn in mind, but I don't remember which one it was. So at the moment, I know I still want to make it. I have to figure out which one was the yarn I wanted to use for it. So that's also one reason why it didn't make the cut this year, because first I just want to use other things. I've got lots of gifting, knitting and crocheting happening this year. Also because some of those things have been in the making for a while, so I really want to finish them so I can give them to the recipient. So the Hobbiton vest, yes, it will, but it will definitely happen next year. I just need to figure out what I'm going to use from stash for that one. Then we have another pattern for an advent. It's the Samrad cardigan, and I will be using the 12 days 2024 advent calendars by Cool Wallings. Again, this one, there's two reasons why this one didn't make this year. Actually, I had originally put it in the roadmap starting, I think, in July. Two reasons why I didn't start. First, because it's a long cardigan. So even if it's crochet and it's kind of quicker, it's still a big take. So, and I didn't think it would be a good idea to commit to something so big, considering I was already doing another one. It's called the Radvent cardigan with another, actually Zakami 2024, that one, with another Zakami advent. So I thought, okay, let's park this one a little bit later, and then it ended up out. And the second reason is because for this one, similarly as for the Brain Games scarf, for this one I need a contrast color in decay, and again I definitely don't have that in my stash, and I don't want to buy it for now. So that will happen next year or the year after, hopefully next year. So that couldn't make the cut this year, but it's definitely there at the very as high in the list as it can be. Then I have two jumpers, and one of them is the Heirloom jumper by Fable Knitwear. Again, this one also has been in my library for a while. I purchased it, and I'll be using, combined together, the G Old number 4 and the Camel's Yarn Suri Silk Lace combined together. And I think this button looks amazing. It has a little bit of a retro feeling, which is what I like a lot about Fable Knitwear's designs, and I can't wait to make it. But it's a bit of a more complex pattern, so I want to have more time to do it. I want to be done with my Christmas jumper, which is already a bit more complicated because it's color work. So yes, I do have the yarn, but better next year. So that will be in the queue, hopefully for next year. And then I have another jumper from Fable Knitwear, and it's the Lucrezia blouse. And for that also I have the yarn. I will be using the Zakami brushed Suri alpaca, and it's part of the Dear Universe collection, and I have the colorway Cycling on the Milky Way. And it's a lovely yarn. I think it would look great because it's kind of airy and ethereal type of color, which goes very well with that airy and ethereal look of the blouse. And same reason as the previous one, I want to do it when the time is right. I can't wait to do it, but hopefully next year. And the 12th pattern that didn't make the cut this year, and also again it has been in my library for a while. I purchased it a while ago. It's the Seaside Scallop Dress by Knititude, and for that one I have actually the recommended yarn, which is a Lion Brand LB collection Merino Yak Alpaca in the colorway Dusty Pink. And I really like the look of that dress, and the dusty pink is such a kind of an antique pink color, antique rose type of color, and I think it's gonna look amazing. That one is a bit of a more mindless type of knit because that's the style of Knititude, and I've done a few of her patterns, so I know it's a little bit more I kind of just start and then just go with the flow, and it's mindless type of knitting for sure for me. But it's a dress, so it's a lot of knitting, so I just wanted to be sure that I have enough time to do it. So that was again originally in my roadmap for this year. When I had the whole roadmap together and I looked at everything month by month, I took away a few things, and this was one of them, along with others that I mentioned today. I took it out because it was too much. I can't be knitting and crocheting the whole day, unfortunately. I'd like to, but obviously I work full time, Monday to Friday. I've got lots of other things going on, so unfortunately most days I can't sit down and knit or crochet as long as I would actually like to. So I had to be a bit more realistic about that. So this is it. This is my list, 12 patterns for 12 months that didn't happen this year and hopefully will happen next year. So I will also link my Ravelry. You can see them in my queue or in my favorites. And you will also see other things there that didn't even make these 12 patterns for next year's list. But yeah, you can have a look. So let me know, what do you think of my list? Is there anything that really caught your eye? Have you made any of these by chance? Yeah, let me know in the comments. And did you also have to take out things from your queue or your to-do list because there were too many and you realized there were too many? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. For now, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up, and turn on your notifications. And until next time, bye bye. Head cover, how's it called? I didn't write down who it was. My Jose, my Jose Hood, my Josie Hood by Nordgard. Oh, maybe it's Jose. I'll say Jose. And the Camel's Yarn